This is NDTV, and you're watching Classics.
Hello and welcome to Walk the Talk. I'm Shekhar Gupta and my guest today is somebody who might run the poorest ministry, one of the poorest ministries in the government of India, but is responsible for what is potentially one of the richest tourist markets in the world and one of the most underperforming. Renuka Chowdhary, welcome to Walk the Talk. You have a hard job to do.
Looking forward to it.
But a fun one, isn't it?
Yes. Fun, creative, and the bottom line is we are the ones who are going to be giving the jobs.
How do you say that?
You know, tourism is not to be viewed only as an elitist, having fun all the time kind of a concept. When tourism increases and there is a top trickle down to bottom levels, employment increases. So when we sort of do a sustainable development, which we do in tourism, people around the area all benefit. It's a win-win situation for all, and ours is much more transparent than, say, industry or agriculture. For every rupee that we spend, you will see the results much more.
But we spend so little. 500 crores is what you're demanding. 500 crores is the budget maybe of one third of 1/4 of a big city like Bombay or Delhi.
Yeah, but 500 crores is the beginning, and then I've asked for another 325 crores for additional outlay. We need that kind of money because the country is so big and the opportunities are there. I just hope I get it.
Well, we have so much to show for and so few tourists. I mean, look at a site like this, Humayun's tomb in Delhi, a World Heritage site. And yet, how many people come and see it? It's not even properly lit all the time. It's got all kinds of problems. Our heritage has got all kinds of problems.
So the Humayun's tomb has been lit well. I should think.
Sometimes it is, sometimes it
and I've had a lot of local residents who come in for walks and all who told us that they find it so beautiful in the evening. There's no doubt about that. But like you said, Delhi is so seasonal. Tourism is so seasonal. It's so hot, or it's muggy, or it's freezing cold. So what we need to do is cash in and be creative about time, stretch it, be innovative. And if I could open this in the evenings, if I could have people coming and seeing this beautiful place lit up in the nights. It is lit up, but we don't allow people in.
What do you mean by opening up monuments in the evenings?
Well, opening up monuments would mean that people can come and sit and look at the place. I would have people reading out poetry which was related to the Humayun's tomb. Maybe enact in costumes the story of Humayun's tomb. There are n number of romantic folklore and myth that makes this place up.
But you think you could achieve that in a system like ours, when you could have demonstrations, you will have environmentalists of all kinds, you will have conservationists, you will have religious groups.
Why? It's not.
Heritage in this country is such a political issue.
You're scaring me. No. Heritage
those are realities of your business.
Heritage is not for a handful of people to sit and decide that they are the gods of this place. Heritage is for every citizen who lives around this place. Every Indian who has a right to know and see his heritage or her heritage. So it's not for a handful of pessimists who think that people are going to come in here and start crawling all over the Humayun's tomb and start writing about it.
Who basically want to lock up all heritage here.
You can't lock up history. You can't tie it up in bureaucratic red tape, and you can't allow it to lie there, not being seen by the children of this country or the citizens of this country, and people from other countries who come to see precisely that.
And I'm actually happy you are saying that, because look at a monument like the Taj Mahal, which is supposed to be so beautiful at night, particularly in moonlit nights, and yet we keep closing it, banning entry at night, as if somebody is going to make mischief, will only make mischief at night.
You're absolutely. I think it's a concept of how we think. You know, it's a change. We need to change our mindsets. Because it's not something new or unique that I'm going to be starting if I can, because technically speaking, this lies with culture. Right. And it's Mr. Jaipal Reddy who has to make these decisions. But it's on my wish list. And look at the world over. What do people do about their monuments? Right. Do they tie them up? Should we cover it with a tarpaulin and lock it up?
We were in Turkey just the other day, and they opened the Sultan Ahmed Square for tourist parties, for conventions to hold their dinners, and in fact, almost all parts. Heritage is now used around the world uh,
To attract people.
to also create a social life, to
Yes.
create fun around them.
I mean, one thing we must understand, yes, there is a little less awareness about how you care for your monuments. So we have to learn to educate our people. We have to tell, and once people take that pride and that ownership that this is mine, and that I want my children to be able to see it and my children's children to be able to see it, because that's why we go back to history, it's back to the roots. And I'm very confident that then maybe, and we must learn to cautiously open up. We must learn to interact with people. We must bring people in to see. And it's not that if you lock it up, nothing happens. Do you think it will be preserved like that? It needs
they've all been
constant
rotting when
care.
they're locked up. These things need these
Yeah.
things need use, and these things need to generate money.
And when we say we open it up, we don't want people swarming all over the place. I don't want that.
Right.
I don't want people climbing all over the place. Certainly not. But yes, if it's open, people can sit here on these beautiful lawns and walk around these elegant fountains and waterways.
And then you will also teach people decorum, manners.
Everything.
way to conduct
Civic
themselves.
awareness is not the
Because-
responsibility of only tourism.
Because there are two things that Indian monuments are known for. One is stink, because there are no toilets. And second is defaced walls. So and so loves so and so's been here.
Yes, that baffles me. I mean, that really baffles me. I mean, who cares if Vineet loves Preet or whatever, which is written all over the walls.
Well, it's not just the Punjabis who do it.
No, everyone
all
does it.
kinds of
Prema
Indians-
loves Ravi or whatever you want.
All kinds
Oh,
of Indians
please.
do it. I went to Persepolis in Iran, and I found in one corner on a wall, 2 Indians had been there, and they loved each other.
Oh.
So how will you bring in that awareness?
Well, that awareness will only come when you open up. When you give them ownership, when you educate people about it, when you make it a matter of national pride, when all people get together and say, hey, I never hesitate to tell people when I go touring and I see people deface and say, excuse me, please don't do that.
Why don't you ask, say, media and the industry to be partners in this? Many of us, for example, will give free space for a really creative, imaginative campaign.
All right, I'm taking you up on that
yes,
offer straight away.
Educating
I'm
and
taking, yes,
sensitizing your
yes.
people to.
No, we have. I have already said it in the media in the past, in the last few weeks, and we've been discussing it in the ministry, that it has to be a cohesive, collective whole. We are going to make little films also, so that we show it at every theatre, to talk about how we romanticize our history, and we should not ruin it.
Also on how to treat foreign tourists when they come. One complaint foreign tourists have is they get the clothes pulled, they get
Yes.
tugged at, they get chased.
Yes.
this
Now, that is also part of lack of awareness. If we told our people, one tourist comes, it's a win-win situation for you. 100 tourists comes, it's win-win for all. And they will only come if you don't do this. So it's a catch-22 which we need to tell our people, hey, there's enough in the pie for all. So just hold it.
And maybe if your tourist arrivals go up from what is allegedly 2.8 million, although I suspect it.
No, that's after September 11th that you saw the dip. But the figures are much more.
But even the highest figure now is 2.8 million, which includes all kinds of people who come in and go.
Yeah.
But suppose it really goes up 4 times or 3 times, then maybe a tourist is not such a curiosity.
Hey, it's not just about getting a foreign tourist. You're not looking at the domestic tourist sector, where we have huge numbers of people who travel. There's a shift in the mindset where people say that now they save and they don't buy jewelry and they don't buy land.
Right.
People save and travel. People want to see the world. Telecommunication has improved. You see Greece in your living room, and there's that curiosity, hey, I want to go. And then credit cards. They have given us a complete turnaround where credit cards say travel now, pay later. And that's a huge incentive. It's, I think the era of tourism has come.
Yeah,
It's there.
Yet it is shocking. We may have got left out in many fields, but in no other field have we got left out the way we have in tourism. Our planes carry too few people. Our airports can handle too few. We have too few hotel rooms. And then you have monuments and sites like this all over the country under-leveraged.
No, but I'll tell you something. If you look at tourism, this ministry was not given the due importance that it should have been. Virtually in the first, second, third plan, it's not even mentioned. There was no budget allocated. It is only now, and the Congress, and we are fortunate in that sense, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi has a personal interest. And the Prime Minister who I had a long chat with, is a clever man. He's a good person and he's a clever man, and he knows the potential of tourism in terms of sustainable development.
If I can say this to you with a straight face, and you keep a straight face.
What?
No country has learned to look after its heritage and its tourism industry as well as Italy.
That's true. So you have lessons to learn.
You have lessons to learn.
That's nasty.
No, that's not nasty. That's tourism. You know, in fact,
Yes, why not? Why not? The kind of heritage sites and the kind of history that Italy has and the way they showcase it. I mean, you walk through Florence and you never want to go back.
Or a little town like Siena.
Yes,
you can just sit in
yes,
the
Padua.
square
And you don't want to go back. You don't want to leave.
That's why I sometimes say, when it comes to heritage and tourism, do as the Romans do.
Touche. Okay.
But you know, a little town like Siena, you know how much has been created out of that town. Because these countries, smart countries, they don't look at tourism as one side. You come to a tourist site in India. I know this monument is under the Ministry of Culture, but I cannot come here as a foreign tourist or an Indian tourist and go back with a T-shirt, nice T-shirt that says my brother or my uncle or my father went to Delhi
And all he got was this lousy
got for me
T-shirt.
was this lousy T-shirt. You don't even get
No,
a
that
good
you're
T-shirt
right.
in India.
You're right. That
a
is a
T-shirt, a cap, a mug.
No, that I agree. We haven't built up on our tourism souvenirs. We haven't looked at revenue generation on that front, and we haven't put in ideas. But that's a thing of the past, because if you've been updated with what I've been announcing, because this has micro linkages, and all our self-help groups are getting technology upgrading and learning how to make what they make, but elegantly. We're getting NIFT involved to give us designs and make it market
That's
friendly.
the National Institute for Fashion Technology.
Yes, but they will give us the and NID, National Institute of Design, which are going to give us all the.
So tell me a little more about this 2,000 item plan of yours.
That's only the initial outlay,
Right.
because I want a bank of things with me so that I can keep rotating the stuff, and all this will fly off the shelf. And in months, 3 months' time, you'll again find new stuff, and all this is going to be available only with Incredible India.
The campaign. What?
So it's a brand.
Right.
See, this is the first time India has branded herself. We earlier didn't do it. So if you look at other countries
But for that, you will also have to give credit to your predecessor.
Governance is a continuous process, irrespective of who's sitting in place. And it's a natural intelligence that you use when you want to go into the market share. It's good business initiatives. So Incredible India is a brand name. We want people to look at Incredible India. But to drive this, you need an ambassador.
And that's you. So in that area, we are going to see not just continuity, but we are seeing continuity with acceleration.
No, not just continuity. You need upward linkages. You need marketing. You need visibility. You need a sustained campaign.
But I'm glad you say so, because the other problem with Indian tourism industry is that people come to a monument, a hotel, and they go back. Nothing goes to local communities.
Yes.
Or local people, you know, who just watch these cars and tourist buses whiz in.
Oh, worse is that charters come into Goa, lie on the beach and go back.
But those are $20 a day tourists.
Yes, those are the terrifying ones. We have place for them too in a country our size, but oh, look at that. Look at that. Tana. Oh, that is so dreadful. Now tell me, you've had these locked up. It's only when monuments are locked up and there's no one to watch that something like this can be written.
Indeed, yes. There's down here. It's all very secular. You can see the people from all communities doing this.
Oh, mercifully, that's chalk.
I think a call to Mr. Jaipal.
Yes.
Overdue.
Overdue. Mercifully, that's chalk.